This episode is made possible by our sponsor, Landmark College, the college for students who learn differently, offering comprehensive supports for students with ADHD and other learning differences, both on campus and online. Learn more at lcdistraction.org.
This is Dr. Ned Hallowell with a mini episode of Distraction. I want to address a topic that we don't talk about much, and I intend to talk about it a lot more, which is substance use disorders and addiction in the world of ADHD. It's a topic that has gained a lot of publicity of late due to the tremendous problem of opiate overdose and death. But in the world of ADHD, it is particularly problematic because people who have ADHD are 5 to 10-fold more likely to develop an addiction, depending upon what study you read. So we need to be particularly vigilant, particularly aware of the issue and discuss it with our children, raise the level of concern. Never, ever, ever take a pill that you don't know what it is. I mean, that's a no-brainer. That's how people die. They are offered a pill at a party, and it turns out to be fentanyl, and the next thing you know, they're dead. These things happen, and they're happening now at an alarming rate. The particular problem is it almost always starts during the teenage years. So between the ages of 13 and 23, if you can get through those 10 years without developing a substance use disorder or a full-blown addiction, then you're almost home free. A lot of kids deny it and they say, oh, it won't happen to me. Talk it over with your kids and make sure they know it absolutely can happen to you. You are very, very vulnerable. And this is, again, not to scare, but to use the truth. And I'm very concerned that cigarettes, the vaping and all that, as well as weed, become gateway drugs. And it's not just the drug, it's the whole culture. It's the whole experience of being around it. And then the next thing you know, you're on to Xanax, and then from Xanax, you're on to opiates. And it breaks my heart because these are wonderful young people. Another stunning statistic is 90% do not get help. And most of these are teens and early 20s. And without help, the outlook is extremely bleak. I'm not usually on these podcasts sounding such an alarm and sounding so concerned, but I want you to feel alarmed and then follow my next step, which is not to worry alone. Share your worry with your children, with other parents, with the school. Set up a system of education and of dealing with the problem, and of prevention, and of checking in regularly. A lot of this happens in secrecy, and lying is common. And you may have raised your children always to tell the truth, but the minute drugs get involved, telling the truth goes out the window. And don't think that means you have a bad child. This is what drugs do to people. It's a sobering session I'm having with you, but it's also one that can save lives. So, again, let's work together in the spirit of connection. I intend to make this an ongoing theme of distraction. I want us to really band together, using love as the motivating force. Working together, we can do this to bring this terrible problem under control. This is Dr. Ned Hallowell for Distraction.
The episode you just heard was made possible by our sponsor, Landmark College, the college for students who learn differently, offering comprehensive supports for students with ADHD and other learning differences, both on campus and online. Learn more at lcdistraction.org.